Imagine this. You're lounging on your couch, enjoying a banana, thinking it's just another ordinary snack. But wait, this seemingly innocent fruit is hiding a shocking secret. Bananas are slightly radioactive. Yes, you heard that right. Let's dive into the science behind this rad bombshell. First off, how can a banana be radioactive? The culprit is potassium-40, a naturally occurring isotope found in potassium. Potassium is crucial for your health, helping with everything from muscle function to nerve signaling. But here's the twist, potassium-40 is a little unstable. Over time, it decays, releasing radiation, albeit at levels so low you could watch grass grow and still be more entertained. So what does this radioactive revelation mean for your banana eating habits? Should you worry about turning into a glowing superhero after your morning smoothie? Unfortunately, no. The levels of radiation in bananas are so minuscule that you need to consume about 10 million of them in one go to experience any harmful effects. At that point, the potassium overload would be more of a concern than the radiation itself. But here's a fun fact to throw into a dinner party conversation. Bananas can technically set off a Geiger counter. That's right. Your favorite fruit can make that iconic clicking sound associated with radiation detection. However, it's not something you need to worry about unless you're planning to eat a truckload of them at once. Now, you might be thinking, does this mean I should avoid bananas? Absolutely not. The radiation from potassium-40 in bananas is part of what scientists call background radiation. It's the kind of radiation you're exposed to daily from natural sources like the sun, the earth, and even the food you eat. It's all around us, and it's perfectly normal. In fact, the radiation dose you receive from a banana has its own quirky scientific term, the banana equivalent dose. This unit of measurement helps explain how small a radiation dose is by comparing it to the harmless amount you get from eating one banana. To put it in perspective, a dental X-ray gives you about 50 banana units of radiation, while a flight from New York to London exposes you to around 400 bananas worth of radiation. So, enjoy your fruit with peace of mind. And here's a little tidbit that might surprise you. Bananas have even been known to set off radiation detectors at ports and airports. But don't panic. This usually happens with large shipments, not your carry-on snack. So unless you're hauling crates of bananas across international borders, you're in the clear. The next time someone mentions radiation, you can impress them with your newfound knowledge. Tell them about potassium-40 and how it's not just in bananas, but in many foods that contribute to the background radiation we encounter every day. It's a fascinating reminder of how interconnected everything is, from the food we eat to the air we breathe. In conclusion, while bananas are slightly radioactive, they're perfectly safe and offer a great source of nutrients. So peel away without fear. Whether you're blending them into a smoothie, baking them into bread, or just enjoying them on their own, know that you're not only fueling your body, but also engaging in a little science experiment with every bite. Keep your curiosity alive and never stop exploring the wonders of the world, one banana at a time. All right, let's dive into the heart of the radioactive matter. When you think of radiation, your mind might jump to sci-fi mutants or that iconic mushroom cloud from a nuclear explosion. Maybe even that famous scene from Chernobyl where someone forgot their dosimeter. But here's the kicker. Not all radiation is created equal. So, what's the big deal about radiation anyway? Well, there are two main types you've got to know about, ionizing and non-ionizing. Ionizing radiation is the heavy hitter. This is the kind that can actually cause damage to your DNA. We're talking gamma rays, X-rays, and the kind of stuff released during nuclear reactions. It's the real deal, no joke. But then there's non-ionizing radiation, which is pretty harmless. It's the stuff you encounter every day. Think about your microwave heating up last night's leftovers, the Wi-Fi signal streaming this video to your device, or even grandma's electric blanket, keeping her warm on chilly nights. All part of the non-threatening radiation family. Now, here comes the science nerd alert. Potassium-40, the star of our banana show, emits beta particles and gamma rays. So, technically, it falls into the ionizing category. But wait before you start freaking out. The amount of radiation in a banana is so minuscule that it barely registers above background noise. It's like whispering in a rock concert. You're not going to hear it. And here's something that might surprise you. You're surrounded by radiation all the time. The sun beams it down, the ground beneath your feet emits it, and yes, even your fellow humans are giving off a bit of radiation. So technically, we're all just walking, talking sources of radiation ourselves. Kind of makes you feel like a superhero, doesn't it? Or maybe a supervillain. But let's not lose focus here. The point is, the radiation from a banana is nothing compared to what you encounter daily. It's just a tiny blip on the radar. So, the next time you peel one open, remember, you're holding a marvel of nature, not a mini nuclear reactor. Still curious about how bananas compare to other radiation sources? Stick around, because up next, we're diving into the quirky world of the banana equivalent dose. It's a real thing, and trust me, it'll make you the life of the party, or at least the science club meeting. And hey, if you've got any burning questions or just want to share your favorite banana bread recipe, hit up the comments. We love hearing your thoughts, and who knows, you might even inspire our next video. Ready for more mind-blowing science tidbits? Keep watching and keep those bananas handy. Imagine this. Scientists, with their love for quirky measurements, have devised something called the banana equivalent dose. Yep, it's a real thing. It's a playful way to explain how minuscule a dose of radiation is by comparing it to the amount you get from munching on a single banana. Intrigued yet? Now, let's put this into perspective. Picture this. When you go for a chest x-ray, you're exposed to about 50 bananas worth of radiation. Yep, that's 50 bananas just to see the inside of your chest. Flying from New York to London, you're looking at around 400 bananas worth of exposure. How's that for a fruity flight? And here's a fun fact to ponder. Living near a nuclear power plant for a whole year gives you less than one banana's worth of radiation per day. So, your friendly neighborhood nuclear plant might be less radioactive than your breakfast smoothie. Isn't it fascinating how radiation is all around us, yet we rarely give it a second thought? Bananas just happen to be nature's attention seeker when it comes to radiation. And let's be honest, they've got excellent PR. But here's the kicker. This quirky measurement isn't just for fun. It actually helps demystify the concept of radiation for us ordinary folks. Because let's face it, bananas are something we all understand, right? So, next time you bite into this yellow powerhouse, remember, you're not just getting a dose of potassium. You're also getting a tiny, harmless taste of radiation. Who knew a simple fruit could be so illuminating? Curious about what happens when bananas meet airport security scanners? Stick around, because next, we're diving into whether your carry-on snack could trigger a full-blown security alert. You won't want to miss this. You might be wondering, if bananas are radioactive, do they set off airport security? Can TSA agents catch a potassium smuggler in the act of a fruity crime? Well, in the world of airport security, mass shipments of bananas can indeed cause a little blip on the radiation detectors. Imagine the scene. A cargo hold filled with crates of bananas, sitting there innocently, yet triggering a faint alarm. But before you ditch your carry-on banana to avoid a code red, take a deep breath. A solitary banana in your backpack isn't going to disrupt your travel plans. In fact, there are stories out there that sound almost too bananas to be true. Picture this. A nuclear transport truck, loaded with highly classified materials, suddenly sets off alarms. The culprit? Not a breach, but the driver himself, who had snacked on a banana before clocking in. Talk about a fruitful interrogation, right? So, the next time you're munching on a banana at the airport, rest easy. You're not about to become a potassium 40 fugitive. But hey, if you ever find yourself in a situation where airport security goes bananas over your fruit, it might make for a great story later. What's the wildest thing you've ever had to explain at airport security? Let us know in the comments below. Here's the bottom line. Yes, bananas are radioactive. No, it's not dangerous. But let's dive into why you shouldn't panic and start avoiding your fruity friends. Imagine having to eat about 10 million bananas in a short span to see any harmful effects from radiation. That's not an exaggeration. Seriously, your jaw would give up way before radiation had a chance to kick in. And at that point, it's not the radiation you should worry about, it's the bananas themselves. You'd probably suffer from a potassium overload or even a banana-induced existential crisis. Plus, think of the grocery bill. Ouch. So, go ahead. Enjoy that smoothie, bake that banana bread, or devour that banana split. Science has given you an all-clear to indulge without fear of becoming a superhero or a supervillain. Next time someone says radiation is scary, just toss them a banana and say, so is breakfast. Because we all know breakfast can be a real villain if not handled properly. Got a weird science fact that blew your mind? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss your weekly dose of nerdy nonsense. Until next time, stay weird, stay curious, and stay slightly radioactive.